Long history, we've been around for nearly 5 decades, listed for the last 2 decades. But really the transformation of the company was kicked off after the global financial crisis. That proved the catalyst, and a very positive one for our business. So at that point in time, we had a services business, subcontracting, we were reselling third-party technology, and also we had some of our own IP that had been around for 3 decades. So we didn't have a growth play. And the market of that day, post-global financial crisis, really brought that home to light. So we started to invest and build out our own software and transform from being a reseller and service provider into a high-growth, modern software business. So that really was the catalyst for the new Gresham. And really in the last 5, 6, 7 years, it's about maturing that software, going to market, and we're a very different company now, in fact. So the Clareti business now, we've got over 100 customers. It accounts for more than 2/3 of our group revenue, and is not far off being a successful standalone business in its own right. In the simplest of descriptions, really what Clareti does is it provides organizations complete confidence in their data. And we do that by being able to ingest data at any format, in any speed or pace, match it up with other sets of data, and look for errors, inconsistencies, anomalies. And then we provide an environment for our customers to then work through and resolve those issues. Now, the use cases for that are quite broad, in fact, and particularly in regulated industries like capital markets, where much of our business comes from, then having confidence in your data is absolutely paramount. So that's essentially what Clareti does, but we package it up in different ways to solve different use cases and problems, whether they be risk or regulatory or financially orientated problems. But it really is the fact that the platform itself is so agile. It's built with modern technology. We use technologies like in-memory computing. We use artificial intelligence, and that means it can be adapted and therefore becomes all-pervasive within a large financial institution. If you look back over the last 25 years since Big Bang in the city, really there's been a couple of major players who have been providing packaged software to help institutions control their data. And those are vendors like SmartStream, like FIS, and actually other major players like Broadridge and others. What they all have in common is that the technology was developed 2 decades plus ago. They used the technology available of the day, and the design principles were rather different. And so the differentiator for us is we can handle any form of data. We can work in real time or in intraday or in batch. It's lower cost to maintain, it's easy to change, it's more flexible. And above all, it enables the business community to build the controls that they need on top of their data without recourse to the IT function, or in many cases to the operations function within their groups. So it's all about agility and flexibility. And that's especially important in today's world, especially with the regulatory scrutiny that we have over the accuracy of data. And also the complexity of financial products that now exist in the world. So all data is not standardized anymore. There's a lot more different formats to work with. Yeah, I mean, the product itself, the core platform, is very mature, very robust. It's been up and running in some of the world's largest financial institutions now for 5, 6 years, processing hundreds of millions of transactions a day. So the core platform itself is very mature. What we've been doing over the last few years is building applications on that platform that bring more smarts, more business process knowledge to specific problems. That's one area that we've been working on, and that's, for example, in inter-systems reconciliation work, or in cash and securities, or in regulatory data quality. And also we've been doing more work in cash management as well. So the focus of our activity now is less about building out the platform. That's absolutely second to none. Nothing else like it on the planet. So the investment areas that we're doing now is the applications that enable firms to really take advantage of the power of the platform. Well, the core space that we predominantly focus on is that of data integrity and control. And as a category, that market globally is worth something between $400 and $500 million per annum. So at the moment, we're moving up into third place in terms of market share. Two of the legacy vendors still ahead of us, and clearly the market opportunity for us is to move into number one. And so we would expect a very substantial proportion of that $400 to $500 million market over the medium term. And then we're also, as I said earlier, talking about regulatory use cases and cash management use cases. And those are really incremental markets that we see being a second wave beyond the data integrity space. So the platform, again, coming back to that, the flexibility and adaptability of the platform means we can target other markets in the years to come. But at the moment, our focus is cracking data integrity and control and being market leader.
Incredibly pleasing year for Clareti. We've grown the Clareti total revenues by 31% year on year, which is incredibly pleasing to see, and has been done through a mix of new customer wins and increasing the footprint within existing customers. But most pleasingly within the Clareti revenue streams is the increase in our recurring revenues that bring us that high quality of earnings. Those Clareti recurring revenues have grown in excess of 50%. And we've actually made that shift to recurring revenue, to being a pure subscription business, at a time where we've also been increasing the profitability of the Clareti business and getting it more towards that cash break-even position that we expect to do within the coming 12 months. Clearly, we've seen a complete shift in the business, and Ian's talked about this from the legacy businesses that existed and still some exist today that have effectively funded Clareti. We are now in a position where those legacy businesses are less critical to us going forward. In fact, they are not critical to us going forward at all anymore. Clareti is in a position where we have reserves to move forward in its own right. We're still getting to that cash generative position of Clareti standalone, but we're in good shape. Moving forward, Ian's talked a little bit about the market opportunity and what's there for us to take. Clearly, I think the focus for us going forward is to invest in sales and marketing. Equally, putting some investment into customer success to ensure that our customers do implement our software successfully and do get the best benefits from it. We are building here a cash generative, high recurring revenue business on a global scale. Ian's talked a little bit about the global market opportunity. And I think we will end up as a global software business of substantial size.